Joab, son of Zeruiah, knew that the king's heart longed for Absalom. He sent a wise woman to Tekoa and instructed her to pretend to be in mourning and speak words to the king. The woman from Tekoa told the king that she was a widow with her husband dead and 2 sons who had fought in the field. The whole clan risen up against her servant, and they wanted to kill him for the life of his brother. The king said to the woman, "Go home, and I will issue an order in your behalf." She asked the king to pardon her and her family, and let the king and his throne be without guilt. The king replied, "If anyone says anything to you, bring them to me, and they will not bother you again." She also asked the king to invoke the Lord his God to prevent the avenger of blood from adding to the destruction, so that my son will not be destroyed. The woman asked the king to speak a word to the king, and Joab agreed. The woman asked why the king had devised such a thing against the people of God, as God desires ways to prevent banished persons from remaining in God's inheritance. The king then asked the woman to speak to the king, and Joab agreed. The woman explained that Joab had instructed her to do this, and put all these words into the mouth of her servant. The king granted his servant's request, and Joab fell with his face to the ground to pay honor to the king. Absalom, a man highly praised for his handsome appearance, lived 2 years in Jerusalem without seeing the king's face. He sent for Joab to send him to the king, but Joab refused. Instead, he set his field on fire next to his house, and Absalom asked Joab to tell him why. Joab went to the king and told him this, and the king summoned Absalom, who bowed down with his face to the ground before the king. The king kissed Absalom, demonstrating the power of wisdom and the importance of understanding the king's intentions.